A scene that I didn't understand. How is the husband tied up? And he's like wide awake. Like, how did they get that grown ass man to be tied up like a baby? Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Cassell.
Hi guys, welcome to CK Watch Corner. My name is Carolyn.
Thank you guys for tuning in today. So today we are going to be reviewing Fatal Affair. So I know you guys have seen it trending on Netflix and it came out this past summer. So we wanted to see what all the hype was about. Was it good? Was it not so good? So we decided, let's check it out and let's do a review. So yeah.
Yes, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes.
This is also our first review, so please guys, be easy on us.
Yes.
What did you like about the movie?
So what I liked about the movie, I loved how beautiful their home was. That was a very beautiful home.
Agreed.
I like the scenery, the beach, everything. I love the actors. I love Nia Long and all the other actors. They are pretty much old actors in the industry, older actors that has been in the industry for a while. So I do like seeing them on screen.
Agree. I love the house as well.
Okay. What did you?
You didn't ask me what I like.
I thought you was.
You said what you like.
Oh, you were just agreeing with me.
Yes.
Okay. So what did you like about the movie?
I liked the character of David. I think the actor Omar Epps, he did a great job of portraying David.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like movies like that. It reminded me of a time when I went to the theater with my friends and I watched the movie The Boy Next Door with Jennifer Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing is, that guy, he was hot.
So you don't think David was hot?
I think they need to switch roles. Because if I had her husband, I don't think I'd be cheating on him with David. I think if David was her husband and then Stefan, but his name in the movie is Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
If Marcus came,
Right.
to me that's like real temptation. She might have gone all the way. I think she would have ended up having sex with David.
Right.
I can make out with you, but I don't need to have sex with you. She stopped that shit. Wait.
I agree.
And it's kind of like in like The Boy Next Door, that movie with
Mm-hmm.
J-Lo, she kind of was strong like Ellie's character. Ellie's character is very strong in this movie.
I agree.
So I really like that. Like after she realized, okay, I made a mistake, she decided, okay, I'm gonna cut this out and I'm gonna like deal with my issues in my marriage.
Right.
So I really admire her for that.
Right.
And she was stern with David, like, I don't want to have anything with you.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, David was very delusional.
Mm-hmm.
So the actor, he did a great job acting like that. And I think the personality was a narcissistic personality disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just kind of interesting to see that played out.
Right. Great. Okay. What did you dislike about the movie?
Well, Cassell, I kind of mentioned to Cassell what I didn't like. You wanted, I feel like I'm talking. You want to answer
Oh
that
yes,
first?
yes. Okay.
Okay.
So for me, what I didn't like about the movie was the starting scene. I think the starting scene was overly dramatic. Like when he grabbed the girl's face, I was just like,
is this a horror movie?
I was like, is this gonna be a cheap movie? Like, why did they have to make it so like, like I didn't like that. So I was just like, oh no, this is gonna start off like,
Yeah.
And then something else I didn't like. I think the storyline was very predictable. Even if the actors are great to look at and we know them, but it's very predictable. It wasn't like something mysterious or like there was a twist. We already knew what was going to happen. So I don't feel like they gave us something to hold on to. It's just like a movie I think you'd watch just because it's out there.
It's another cliche movie. Like I said, it reminded me of The Boy Next Door.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain scenes of the movie that reminded me of the movie The Perfect Guy.
Right.
So
right. I agree.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So what did you dislike about the movie?
What did I dislike? Two things. Two things. One, the daughter. I don't know. I thought her acting was not great.
I agree.
I thought it was kind of fake.
It was very fake. It was very fake.
Especially the scene where the police is outside the house. Mom, Dad, what's wrong? Why is the police outside the house? Like what?
Yeah. I agree with you, and I also didn't feel like she looked like the parents.
I agree.
Like they didn't. Like the actor is a beautiful actor.
Agree.
And I'm sure she's, I'm sure she's okay in her acting role and she's growing.
Agree.
But I don't think she was looking like the mom and dad. She just looked off.
And I don't understand how they didn't know their daughter wouldn't like a pink room.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, that was kind of weird to me. Like, you've been living with her for like 18 years. She just went off to college just a while ago. Like, how can you not just decorate it the way it was before?
Right.
I don't know, just little things.
Weird.
The second character I did not really relate to was Courtney. I was like, what? Like, how can you call yourself a best friend? I mean, you've known this woman for how long? And then this guy just come and make up a lie on her. And right away you accuse her. You don't even try to really hear her side of the story.
Right.
Like, how can you even consider yourself a friend?
Right.
And the friend, I feel like Ellie, the character, I feel like she did a great job talking to her friend. Like, hey, that's not true. That's not right. And the friend was just acting weird.
Yeah, I think like you just met this guy, and how you gonna believe this new guy over your friend?
Yeah.
And like, come on, who does that? Who
Yeah.
does that? So that wasn't really believable.
It wasn't. I thought the acting was very fake. That was the second fake acting for me.
Like, okay, I guess we're just gonna believe the new dude over our friendship, a friendship we've had for years. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
And
Alright.
I just couldn't relate to it because I wouldn't see myself doing that with
Right.
one of my friends. I would want to hear their side of the story. And she just she stopped answering her calls.
Yeah.
She just completely ignored her and she just started dating this guy.
Like,
And I didn't even understand. How did Nia know? Like, this was like their second time arguing. How did she know to come to the house this time?
like that.
Yeah, it's like I just know I need to go because my friend is in danger. Like, it didn't really have a sure sign saying he was gonna hurt the friend.
Yeah. So it's like there's gaps in the storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even for like finding out their career, they keep talking about the firm, but at first I wasn't sure what was the role of Nia or her husband. I kind of literally had to like Ellie, what Ellie's role was. I literally had to like watch the movie a second time to kind of realize
That what her role was.
And then I feel like the movie was long. And
It was drawn out.
The movie was only an hour and 30 minutes, and I don't know why it felt like it was 2 hours.
It was drawn out. I feel like the ending when he acted like he was dead, and then they added another piece.
Yes.
Was that like necessary?
I don't think it was necessary.
They probably could have skipped that part and just jumped to the ending.
Agree.
Yeah. Okay. So
What stood out about the movie for you?
okay, so for me, I think what stood out was, and I have notes written down. So I think she and her husband was disconnected.
Agree.
And I think it's because they had been together for such a long time, and it looks like he had experienced some trauma. He had this like huge scar.
Yeah,
So-
he in a conversation with that same act with David when they went to the golf course, he did say that he had an accident.
Right.
Yeah,
So he did have some trauma.
and I think it took him like 6 months to heal. He mentioned.
Right. So I think there was like a disconnect in their relationship, and then
But he said even before the accident, because I think the accident is kind of like brought them closer. Because he said they used to have counseling. That's what he.
well, let me finish my point.
Sorry. Yes.
So what I was trying to say was that I think that just that little moment that she had with David just was like an escape for her, and then she realized, like, you know what, this is probably not what I want. And then the scenes they show after, she's doing yoga, she's running, she's it looks like she and her husband had sex. So I think she realized that she couldn't find happiness in her husband or outside stuff, so she had to find happiness within herself. So that from what I got, like, she was working on that, and then so pretty much she was finding happiness not in outside or her husband. She had to find that within herself. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. For me, it was kind of cliche, because I mean, like, okay, I don't know. I kind of feel like they made it a little confusing, because they're showing that she's having a little conflict with her husband, but right after she did that little affair scene with David, all of a sudden she's in a happy marriage. They're happy. They're on the beach, they're cooking together, they're having sex, and I just felt like, okay, how can your marriage just... But anyway, maybe that's what you...
So that's what I was saying. I think she realized that, hold on, I'm being selfish. Hold on.
But don't you think it happened?
So as I was saying, so it seemed like, you know, her marriage was falling apart, and then suddenly she was fine. They were making love. She was exercising. But that's the gap in the movie. Like, they made it so like quickly, or missing something.
Like what like I felt like they could have put like something happen to kind of make them get closer.
Right.
Or a scene of her realizing, oh my god, my husband is amazing.
Right.
I'm really gonna work on my marriage. But it's just like, okay, this scene happened. I just told this guy I'm sleeping with a stranger, and all of a sudden he's not a stranger to me. We're in a happy relationship.
Yes, I think they were trying to get that point across. That's what I would think. But I don't think they did it well. It was just like choppy.
Yes, agree. So I feel like I kind of said what really stood out to me, which was the scene, the acting of David. I really like how the character of David. So that was the thing that stood out to me. Oh, and a scene with the husband, like when she tells him and he finds out. I think the actor Stephen Bishop, he did a great Stephen Bishop. He did a great job with acting the role of the husband, like Marcus, like how a husband would really react. I feel like he was angry, but he was trying to understand her, like why she would do that.
Oh yeah, he needs to go in your room.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Thanks, that over.
Sure.
Okay. So what stood out for you in the movie?
I feel like I kind of touched upon what stood out for me. Like, I really liked Oma Epps' acting, the person who played David. I feel like he did a great job, and I also like the scene with Marcus, the husband, when like he finds out the truth. I feel like the acting was done superb. Like, he acted like how a husband to me would react in real life. Like, he would be upset, but at the same time trying to understand like what happened for her to go that far.
I agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think something else, I like you mentioned earlier, you liked the acting of David.
Yeah.
I liked how delusional he was, because he was like, oh, you won't answer my calls. I'll show up to your house with your best friend. I think that will get me some attention.
And I feel like he did, like he kind of make it, I feel like they made the character realistic, because, but I don't know, would you react how she reacted?
I would be like, get the hell out. I would ask them to get out. Like, I don't think I would put up with it like she just...
Would you even pretend that you didn't know him?
No, I would ask him to leave.
I think I would... I don't know. But it's because her husband didn't know and she didn't want her husband to know.
I think, okay, for me, and I know the friendships that I have, so I would say, hey, I need you to come. I would tell my girlfriend, like, okay, this guy is insane. This is what happened. He's not really into you. I'm not going to let this escalate.
Yeah.
Tell him to leave and kill it right there. And her husband wouldn't have to know as yet. Yes. You know, like he wouldn't have to know as yet, but
I don't think, and it kind of shows you that is that really your best friend? Like, it doesn't show. It shows like their friendship is lacking in some place.
Right.
Because she wasn't able to be honest with her girlfriend.
Right. Agreed. And she
And it
did
escalated. For me, one of the things that the movie showed is like keeping certain secrets does honestly just escalate the situation. Because if from right then she had just told her husband, like after David left, like, hey, this is what happened, like she just confronted that fear, it wouldn't have escalated to the point where this guy feels like he has to come in their house, hurt her family, and try to be with her. What's interesting is that she looked just like his ex-wife.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was really we're taking it.
He's like our secret. He's like, don't worry, I won't tell anybody what's our secret. During the dinner time, I'm like, what? How do
Like he
how
created
do
a
how
whole
can it
thing
be?
in his mind. Like that moment was like, oh, she was in love with me. What I was waiting for.
Yes.
Oh, like in his mind, that was
Like
his
we
woman.
have a secret affair.
Yes.
And nobody needs to know. We can continue what we're doing. He
didn't
looking
even-
at her having sex with her husband, and I'm just like, what?
He didn't get none from her.
And they're acting like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. That's all supposed to be mine.
He never got any from her. You know, I think that's what upset me the entire movie. Like you only got a kiss, and you acted, and you doing
Like
all of
she
this.
belonged to
Yeah,
him.
like you only got a kiss, dude. You didn't even go further. You didn't go all the way. How you
Yes.
doing all of this?
And I feel like I don't know. I felt like she felt like an over guilt in a sense.
Yes, it was.
Because I was just like, okay, I would understand if you had sex with him,
But it was too exaggerated.
I felt like it was very exaggerated
Yeah.
for it to go that far. I think that's another reason why the movie felt cliche and kind of
Yes, it was like
fake.
okay, all of this for almost an almost.
agree.
Yeah, like
Agree.
whoa, yeah, you want something else. You want something else for almost.
Agree.
But yeah, and then what did you think about the ending?
The ending, like I kind of mentioned it, they should have stayed in their house. And then what you said, like they kind of drawn it out.
Yeah, like
Because it's like, okay, he was able to fool this police. I'm like, I don't know what the police is doing.
he had to pretend
that
like
they fool him so easily. And a scene that I didn't understand, how is the husband tied up? And he's like wide awake. Like how did they get that grown ass man to be tied up like a baby? Come on, tie me up. I glimpsed it for you.
I laughed too much.
And the lady, her coworker, it looked like, did they kill the coworker or not? I feel like they just ignore what happened to the coworker. Did she die? She called the police. She called the police. I should even mention her coworker. Hey, my coworker is knocked out. It's just, hey, come to my house. I think he gonna have my family.
Like what? Like oh my goodness. But now that you point that out, like you can edit this out.
No, people want to see that.
Turn me up. I thought I was the only one who did that. Oh yeah.
What did you think about the end?
The ending, he didn't need to pretend like he was dead. Like that was not necessary. That was not necessary. Don't get me wrong, I love the actors. I have respect for their work. I just think the storyline was choppy.
Yes.
But yeah, the ending was just.
It was a happy ending.
Out of a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this movie?
For me, I'm maybe being nice, but I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow, you are so kind.
Yeah.
I will give it a 6, 5.7, 6.
The reason, like in my mind, how I see like a 7 is kind of like a C, but I don't think it's a C movie. I would give it a B because it was still enjoyable for me. I was able to watch it.
It was a comedy.
I was able to watch everything.
It was like a comedy.
Well, it's a thriller, but I guess it was kind of funny in a sense of the acting.
To me, I was just
in the
like-
sense of some of the acting.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I feel like it deserves a B, so that's why.
I will give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. And that's like a D rating?
That's, I guess, like a C minus. A C minus.
For you? Okay.
Yeah, a C. A C. Maybe not a C minus. A C.
Okay.
I feel maybe more comfortable with a C. I don't know. I mean, for me, it's like I didn't have much to. I wasn't sure what to watch, so I was like, let me just give this movie give it a look. Again, I love the actors, but I feel like the storyline needed a lot of work.
I understand. Yeah. And for me, I like thrillers, but this one, it seemed long.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.
Yes. Or the next movie.
So
Yes.
we will be reviewing TV shows and movies.
Yes. And I just wanted to say, please comment below like what you thought about this movie, and if there's another movie that you guys would like us to watch or to review.
Thanks for watching.